Hello and welcome. My name's Gary.
I'm Wyatt.
And I'm Connor. And this week we're talking about our favorite Halloween candy and whatever else we want to talk about.
So this week, we're talking about candies. Some of our favorite from Halloween and some of our favorites in general.
But first, I just want to give out a massive shout out for that song that you just heard just then. Our good friend Joseph, he made this song for it. He hit us up out of the blue. None of us expected this DM.
Yeah, we didn't expect it.
And he was just like, "Hey, I made a song for your podcast," and I was immediately excited.
Over the moon.
Right. So, shout out to Joseph.
I absolutely adore it. It's awesome.
Yeah, like whenever I heard it was from Joseph, I was like, "Oh, okay," because he's super talented. So,
And it's been a long time since we've
like even
seen him.
yeah,
Yeah.
he
Graduated a year before us.
Mm-hmm.
a year or 2 years.
Year.
Year?
1 year.
Okay,
But, yeah. Thanks, Joseph.
Thanks, man.
good man.
Anyway, so like White said, we're talking about our favorite kinds of candies. Let me just start off. Is there any sort of candies that you have a beef with?
Ooh, that I have a beef with.
Yeah.
I have a few. The only one that I could say, I have a specific thing that I have a beef with that I've gotten on Halloween.
Okay.
But I'm not about to call it a candy
Oh.
because it's raisins.
For real. It's
like
nature's candy in like quotation mark. That's what people who actually like raisins call them.
right.
But
like,
who actually likes raisins?
When you're 5 and you're used to just like sugar,
right.
like my house, chocolate is sacred. Ask anybody. Ask my brother. Ask my mother. Ask my father. Chocolate is chocolate. And then you're going around on Halloween as a
Chocolate.
5-year-old who's always been like, oh yeah,
Chocolate.
candy.
Right.
And then you get raisins. And the old lady was nice.
Right. And she's like, "Here you go, son.
You
Here's
guys
some
say you were
raisins."
selling chocolates?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. But yeah.
Anyway.
Rest in peace to those who are listening with headphones. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so like getting raisins, the worst was chocolate-covered raisins, because then it's like
or yogurt covered raisins. Like have you ever had-
those are worse. Like
that's I don't like raisins in general.
yeah, but
like-
something about like regular raisins is better than ones that are covered. Like something about them to me, it's like it's just slightly better. Because even if it's chocolate on top of a raisin, it's just like, I don't know. It's something about this is just insulting because you eat it and it doesn't taste like chocolate. There's no gratification of chocolate.
Right.
You're just getting raisin. And then the yogurt ones, I'm not a fan of yogurt-covered things, personally. I don't know about you guys. Connor, do you like yogurt-covered things?
Not.
Yogurt
I don't
covered.
really have an opinion on it. I don't really give much
You
of a
ever-
shit.
I've never met anyone that's liked it.
Yogurt covered granola bars, or like at least where the bottom half is dipped in it. That's actually pretty good. But
I
other
haven't
than
tried
that,
that.
other than that, no.
I was going to say, once granola bars with chocolate drizzled on top. Chocolate is the key.
Yeah.
So personally,
Did you say chocolates?
he's selling chocolates.
I remember when they invented chocolates. We used to rub it into our
We have to
skin.
get away from SpongeBob. We have to get away from SpongeBob right now.
You can't escape the sponge.
Matt!
So, anyway, I've always, when I thought of candy, chocolate never really came to mind first for me. Like, chocolate is in, like, a completely separate category than candy. Like, candy for me is, like, Skittles, all, the sweet, like, candies.
Yeah,
Like Sucker, like, Tootsie Pops, like...
I get that completely for a lot of people.
Right. Well, and see, like, chocolate...
Chocolate is chocolate.
Right. Chocolate's in a completely different category for me. And me, I'm not really the biggest fan. I'll eat chocolate, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really the biggest fan of chocolate. Like, if you put chocolate and, like, a sweet candy in front of me, I'm going to pick the sweet candy every single time. So, like, that's, like, my thing with chocolate. But, like, and a thing that I've always had, like, beef with people handing out is, like, the crap candies. Like, those Tootsie Rolls that are, like, the colored Tootsie Rolls that aren't chocolate ones.
You don't like those?
Yeah,
No.
the vanilla ones are the ones that I did not like.
I like the orange one.
Yeah, orange ones
The
I
orange
used to
ones are
enjoy
good.
quite a bit.
Those are the ones that always get thrown in the trash for me at the end, or at
the
least
green
when I
apple
used to go
ones were
trick or
always pretty
treating.
nice for me.
I don't like green apple things either.
Oh yeah.
Green apple, literally.
So you're Jolly Ranchers.
So my I have a whole bag to give you full of green Jolly Ranchers after this podcast.
Oh, do you want to tell the podcast about your Jolly Rancher dilemma?
Well, so I used to chew gum literally every day. Like it came like an addiction. Like it was my version of like chewing tobacco or smoking cigarettes. That's where I was with gum. Like if I ran out of a pack of gum, I was going out of my way to get more gum.
Well, you worked at at a gas station, so like
Right.
it was easy for you to get gum.
It would work out.
Well, and then, like, I go to the doctor because I have this problem. I have, like, TMJ in my jaw. Caused, I think, so if Ashton Michalzik is listening to this podcast, I'm, like, 98% sure this was, you remember? So this is, like, Ashton's going to be, like, the only person who is understanding what the next part of this is going to be. Both of our choirs were lined up outside of Staley High School, and me and Ashton I was like, Ashton, and he was like, Gary, and then we ran, like, had the dun 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 dun.
Oh, the Chariots of Fire
like,
moment.
Run, and we ran, and like he jumped into my arms, and like his shoulder hit my jaw, and my jaw was immediately I was like, oh, that hurt.
Yeah.
And then it went away, and then a few months later, listen, can you hear that?
Oh, my dad can do that. Yeah.
That started to happen. And now, like, I can't open my jaw fully anymore. Like, I can't open my mouth as wide as I could, like, a few whatever ago. And then, so, like, I asked the doctor, I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, you basically need to rest your jaw. And so no chewing gum, no chewy foods, like
How long ago
steak,
did you go to the doctor?
like, a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And then, like, so he's like, get some sugar-free hard candy and, like, just let that dissolve in your mouth. And I was like, Doc, I'm fat. I'm not going to get sugar-free candy, dude. I'll just brush my teeth more. So that's why I always have Jolly Ranchers now. So, yeah.
But what was it about this bag in particular that was your problem?
Oh, okay. So I get this freaking bag of Jolly Ranchers, and literally I buy the bag of Jolly Ranchers for the blue flavor. That's the only reason I buy. And then I open the bag up, and there's one blue. There's one blue in the whole bag.
How many were in the bag?
Like, I don't know, probably like 20 something.
More
There was one blue
enough to
and like
outnumber.
4 cherries, which are like my second favorite flavor, and then like 3 grape and a few watermelon. And then the rest of the bag is like green apple Jolly Ranchers, and I almost just threw away the bag. Like, I was like, heck on this.
I was going to say, but I happen to quite like the green apple flavors of most things.
I don't like green apple anything, almost.
I quite enjoy green apple candies, especially the sour stuff. Dude.
I like the one green apple thing I think I like is the Laffy Taffy green apple flavor.
Yeah.
I just had an epiphany to ask you guys about if you've ever had this before.
Okay.
It is the worst Halloween candy I've ever been given.
Okay.
Connor, I need to know if you've ever had this too,
I mean,
because
yeah,
you live in a very close neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if people closer to you have also given it out.
Let's see.
It's like a little box. It had like either a superhero on it, like Spider-Man or the Hulk
Are
or
you
something.
talking about dots?
No, not dots. I wish it were dots. They were like little chalk sticks.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Are you talking about candy cigarettes?
That's what they used to be marketed as, but I'm talking like these were also thinner than candy cigarettes and were sold in like boxes that held 4 of them. And they had superheroes.
They were awful.
One of them had Tom and Jerry on it. And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're awful.
They're gross.
They're not
They're
sugar.
so bad.
The stick that you get from Fun Dip tastes better.
It does. Honestly,
Yeah.
It does.
This to me reminds me of like
I'd rather
public school toilet paper, but they took it, wet it down, and composted it into a small stick. And they were just like, oh yeah, kids will love it. It's like sandpaper as a stick, and it's quote-unquote edible.
it dries your mouth out to where it's bone dry.
It makes hamster pellets look appetizing.
I'd rather eat a real cigarette.
I'd rather eat a hamster. Quote me on that.
Just go to the Philippines.
Connor, what about you, dude?
Free hamster.
Like worst Halloween candy you've ever gotten?
Or just in your opinion.
Yeah. If you've ever
Ooh.
gotten it for Halloween, bonus points.
Right.
Shit.
Did I even say what mine was?
I don't know. We kind of went on to
Talked about Jolly Rancher stuff.
Yeah,
well,
I got
mine
you
is
distracted.
Mine is black licorice. If
Yeah.
I get that in my candy bag, I might slap you. To
I
be
don't know
honest.
if I've ever gotten that on Halloween.
I only got it like a few times, and both those times I almost burnt the house down that gave it to me. To be completely honest, I was like, "Who likes black licorice, bro?"
My grandpa.
Ugh,
That's the only person I know.
that's so gross.
One time I got like, you remember those Krabby Patty, like the gummy
Oh
bear
yeah.
patties?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I got a stale one,
Oh.
and I went to bite into it, and I was like, I can't bite into this.
Oh, that's gross.
I didn't know they got hard. Is that what
They
happens when they're
get
stale?
hard. They get hard when they're stale.
That's not okay. I had no idea that that's what happened.
It was so bad.
Oh my gosh.
I love those Krabby Patty things.
Oh yeah, those are a thing of my childhood.
Those
Right.
would
Like
hurt
the
if you threw 'em
the
at someone?
disappointment. Oh, it
Disappointment.
also like so my favorite. Also another one, like stale Starburst.
Oh yeah, those are like hard
that's
candy.
Bad, yeah.
Yeah. Or those like hard candies that look like Starburst or are supposed to be Starburst.
Oh yeah, and they're
Th-
just
and they're
hard
and they're just hard. I'm
for
just-
like no reason.
Are they thinner?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like instead of square edges, they're kind of rounded off.
Yeah.
Yep, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what they're actually.
No
I
dog.
don't know. I don't know either.
Nope.
Actually,
Mystery candies
And,
101.
and also like
the forbidden candy.
the those
Crack.
sucker those suckers that like it's supposed to be chocolate, but it's like made like it's not like a Tootsie Pop. It's like chocolate's like
on the outside?
not on the outside, but like it's like mixed with the other stuff.
Like
It's
mixed
like-
with the actual sucker part?
Yeah, it's
Ew.
like it's like a looks. It looks like it's blended
like a
together. I
swirl?
can't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
I don't even. Do I know what you're talking about? I'm
I
not sure.
I don't know.
I don't even. I've never heard of these, but
It
they
reminds
sound
me
awful.
Of this thing I've heard. It's like a caramel apple.
Oh, it's
sucker.
caramel. It's caramel.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Caramel
like
green
swirled
apple.
together, and it's
Yeah.
I hate those.
yeah, those are awful.
You can
And
imagine
I like
why.
green apple
You can
candy.
you can imagine why. I don't like. I just
Imagine
don't like
how
green
disappointed I was.
apple. Right. You were like, oh, these might be awesome.
Oh yeah, I love caramel and I love green
What?
apple. What in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus is this?
Well, so I know you. So I'm about to bring up a candy that I know we disagree on. Candy corn.
I don't like it, but it's I feel like my
So
opinion
there's-
isn't as strong as you may believe.
There's candy corn, which is it's pretty good, but then there's candy corn mixed into things, and that makes it like a top tier candy for me. Like, I know. Well, you'll never experience this, White, because you're peanut intolerant. But if you take like 3 or like a big thing of peanuts and then like a whole bag of candy corn, and you just mix them in a bowl together, and then you have like a
See, that
simple trail
sounds
mix.
more appetizing to put the both of them together, and I can't eat one of them.
exactly.
It sounds more appetizing.
Well, and that's good, or just regular trail mix, just mix candy corn in there. That's also very
It's-
nice.
Like candy corn itself, I'm not about to go out of my way to eat it.
Well, no, I see. Like, I love candy corn, and I'm still never gonna. I will never buy it. But if my mom feels like she wants to buy it, then that's okay. Or like, if my grandma has it out, I'm not gonna be mad. You know.
Right. And it's like I've had it more recently, and it's not as bad as I remember as when I was a child. There's candy
Same.
that is much worse. Like there's something that's like the same material, and they're like pumpkins,
Right.
and they're
Those I don't for some reason
those
I don't
are
vibe with those.
horrible for some reason. Like
I
they taste the
wholeheartedly
same, but
agree.
there's something about them. It's just like it gives you like chills down the back of your
It's
neck.
just like this is too
what-
much.
What in like? It's like if somebody stripped you naked and shoved you in a field. Like what? What is wrong with this? Where am I?
Where am I?
Help!
Well, see, so candy that I used to not like, just like you with candy corn, candy that I used to not like, but now it's like top 5 favorite candies probably for me is Swedish Fish.
They've changed
I
their
think
formula.
they changed the formula.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
changed their formula a little
Because
bit.
like you remember when we were kids, Swedish Fish were god awful.
They
bro.
were
yeah.
like eating wax.
honestly
Crayons.
It was
were
like
Oh.
eating, those wax bottles with juice
That's what
inside
I
of
was
them?
about to say.
It was like-
That's my second worst.
It was like it's like eating just the outside of those. For me, and then like, but then now, I love those that candy. I love it.
See, I do have to say, there's one in particular thing that I know I've never liked getting on Halloween. And
Okay.
it's because, like you said, peanut intolerancy.
Right.
One time, there's this house, and they would give out full-size candy bars
Mhm.
and crap like that because there's not many kids in my neighborhood growing up.
Right.
And so they gave out like full Reese's cups,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't eat them. So
That's
obviously they went to my mom, but
Well,
she,
see,
she
even,
likes them.
I'm not even peanut intolerant, and my Reese's cups go to my mom.
I just can't eat them at all. So it's like, wow, it's nice that you gave this to me.
Thanks.
But like, thanks. One time I got like full Kit Kats, and because I was like the last kid of the night, they gave me like 3 full-size Kit Kats.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So, my neighborhood, like I had the old people that your neighborhood has, but they were lame old people. So, but like I love my neighbors that I used to live by. If they listen to this, I love you guys, but y'all were lame on Halloween, man. But anyway, so I'd always travel to go trick or treating. Like, so a neighborhood that I always went to was over by Connor's house,
Yeah.
by our old elementary school.
Yeah.
That
You get-
neighborhood, I went with Skylar and like all my bullies for some reason. Like we were friends on Halloween, but like Skylar wasn't a bully, but all of his friends were my bullies. So, but like for some reason on Halloween they didn't. They were like, "Hey, let's be nice to Gary." But anyway, I would fill up pillowcases in Connor's like Connor's neighborhood, man. Like, cause every house was giving out candy. Like
Yep.
you go down the street and hit up like all like 20-some houses
Yep.
that are on the road.
You'd
And
I
walk
loved
away
it.
with so much over there.
yeah. So like I remember the first year I did that, someone invited me. I think it was Skylar. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come trick or treating with us?" And I was like, "Yeah," because my neighborhood's kind of whack. There's only like 4 houses that give out candy. Because
Yeah.
like literally my whole neighborhood was old people. So yeah, then every year on, I started doing that.
And I used to have a friend up here in Liberty,
Mm-hmm.
and I would come up here for like 2 or 3 years in a row, and I would get so much candy, but it wasn't large stuff.
Right.
And somehow it was still less than my area of the neighborhood that I would trick or treat in,
Mm-hmm.
because it was less houses where over by me,
Right.
but I would walk home with more since there was less kids.
Right.
So they would just be like, "Oh, here, we haven't seen anybody. Take this."
Yeah.
So I'd be filling up bag after bag after bag. I'd walk away with pounds of candy,
Right.
and you'd get all sorts of stuff. And on good years, I got less peanut stuff because for some reason there was just less peanut stuff at the store. Connor, did you ever say like what was your ultimate worst? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
The caramel apple sucker thing.
Yeah.
Okay, my brain like
So-
like 2 levels of not.
We said
Understanding.
ultimate worst. So now, what about ultimate best? Like
Oh,
the candy
man.
you're searching for after you, like, go on your Halloween, like go home and dump your
like
Halloween bag
like
on
the
your
first
bed.
thing you look for.
Right. So hold on, before we get into this, did you guys sort your Halloween candy?
I had to
Yeah, he had to.
Oh yeah,
because peanuts.
because peanuts. But like, like not just for like your OCD or whatever. Like,
I mean, I after we'd sort the peanuts out, sometimes I'd go through it again just to see, like, okay, here's how many suckers I have, here's how much chocolate I got, how much Twix specifically I got, and all that.
okay, I never sorted my candy. I always just went through the bag trying to find what I wanted. But so all time best candy, like the first thing when you open your bag, you're going to that.
Oh, that's changed so many times as I've gotten older. You know, it's like I remember when I was little, my favorite thing to get was like these chocolate Rice Krispie ball things. And they looked like eyeballs, the wrapping.
Oh yeah.
They were my
Oh.
all-time favorite thing, because I was that kid who was like, "Oh yeah, eyeballs," and it was
Yeah.
like awesome.
You're like, hey mom, look, I'm eating an eyeball.
But like over the years, I've really liked Kit Kats, Twix bars, and then Sour Patch Kids. I think was the most recent of like everything, like the end all
Mhm.
be all of the
Yeah.
candies. At one point, I remember getting like these weird, freakishly long Sour Patch Kids.
What?
There was like a Sour Patch Kid, but it was like 3 times the length of a normal Sour Patch
Yeah,
Kid.
I remember those.
It's like Sour Patch Jerky. Like, not actually, but that's like my best reference of like
Yeah.
in comparison, I guess. It was the same brand, actual Sour Patch brand.
Yeah, my favorite Sour Patch Kids, but like if you got like not stale Starbursts or like a Kit Kat. I mean, Kit Kats are great, but like non-stale Starbursts or I always used to like Dots as a kid for some reason. But like if it's a chocolate bar, Milky Way all the way.
Oh,
Well, so you know
Three
the
Musketeers.
stale Starburst. They're only stale because it's last year's Halloween candy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't go buy new candy because they didn't give out all their candy that they
Also,
bought.
And they're too weird not to eat
MCC has the. I think they just like buy directly from like the candy manufacturer because they have like the best track record with me at least for the least amount of stale Starbursts I've ever had.
I haven't
Whenever
bought
I bought a
Starburst from MCC
Oh
yet.
my god, they still have the goo.
You're joking.
I'm not.
That's weird. Really?
I know. It's
For-
weird to find a Starburst that's not stale.
For reference viewers, if you don't know, MCC is our Metropolitan Community College here in Kansas City. We go to one of the branches. We both go to the same branch, of course, just because of how close we live to it. So, and they also, of course, sell snacks and crap, like a college does.
Like at the cafe and stuff.
Yeah. And they sell Starbursts that are much fresher than I ever anticipated them to be.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't expect them to be that fresh. And it would make sense for them to get them, like, straight from the deal because of how much they would have to order. Like, most of those chip bags are extremely fresh. Like the Pringles cans that they got, that's the only really chips I've ever bought from there. And I know the Altoids were fresh because you can tell if Altoids are fresh. Because it's one thing to feel it in your throat, and it's another to feel it in the front of your teeth. But if your whole palate feels like that,
Right.
that's a fresh Altoid can. Tin.
It's a 10. So my favorite, which I'm surprised neither one of you said, or at least when I was little, my favorite were Smarties.
Oh,
Smarties.
shit.
Smarties were I don't know.
Sweet
So
That's
you
my
remember
cousin's
you remember
favorite.
you remember smoking Smarties in like class thinking you were
Oh
hot
my
shit.
god! I
Just
never
you're
did
like
that.
rub
I never did that.
You're like, I'm so cool, I could smoke in class, and then people started bringing vapes, and then that's retarded. But I mean, that's stupid.
We'll cut that out.
Cut that out, Connor. Don't leave that in.
I forgot about like Smarties and like Sweet Tarts.
Sweet tarts.
I loved
my
getting
God.
those because like I had like a toy robot that it would spit them out.
What are those circle candies that are like yay big and like that tall?
Gobstoppers?
No.
Bottle
And-
caps?
No.
Dropper?
They're like they have like the candy coating that like a gobstopper has, but they're
Jawbreakers?
discs.
Oh,
They're discs.
Yeah, I don't know what those are called. They're like a gobstopper, but it's a disc.
Yes.
Spree?
Spree? Is that what you said?
Spree.
I don't know.
Here, I'll check. I'll look
Okay,
it up for
but
you
those are freaking good as well.
because I know exactly
Bottle
what you're
caps,
talking
Right.
about.
dude. Bottle caps.
I always my bottle caps. I always picked out the root beer ones because I don't like root beer. But
Yeah, those ones were like not very good. I
what's
never liked the root beer ones or the bottle cap. Yeah, Sprees. That's what they are.
Sprees?
Chewy Sprees.
Yes.
Oh my god. I
Spree
love those.
chewy candy bag.
Freaking lifesavers as well.
Like
The hard candy
the hard
ones.
candy
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
I loved those. Like, and then the gummy version. I don't dislike the gummy versions, but it like takes away from the hard candy experience for me for some reason.
Yeah, I think that the hard candies had like a better, richer flavor.
I agree with you.
And something this is particular to me for like the best things I've ever gotten on Halloween is it's not candy.
Right.
I've gotten crap like Twinkies, hot chocolate, money. Because there's this cul-de-sac of old people in my neighborhood, and they just
One lady.
forget about
and
candy.
Connor, I don't know if you ever came across this lady. She's over by you, but she gave out pop like 12 ounce, like the whole like a big can of pop for Halloween.
Hmm.
Oh my
I
god.
put
You
Pastor
remember?
Rose
Pop
once.
lady.
Yeah, pop lady.
Pop
but,
lady.
like
Oh, I loved her.
How did we go through this neighborhood and never meet at the same time?
at probably different times.
Well, like I
Or, like,
remember
we'd
seeing
show
you
up to the
guys.
house
I
and-
remember seeing you and Skylar and Raymond a few times, but like
Yeah.
I was usually with like my family and stuff. So
Dude, so Skylar's dad and my dad, and I think Sam's dad would always come with us,
yeah,
but we were always like a mile or two ahead of them. Like,
As
Like-
you do.
yeah.
like because dude, I probably gained like 2,000 calories on Halloween night because we didn't stop running until we were done with the whole neighborhood. And that took a long time. Like, we would go to a house and then sprint to the next house and then sprint to the next house in a Z pattern. And, like, I felt like I was invincible, dude. I had, like,
It's 'cause
that was, like, probably
Halloween
the
is a
first
magic
time. Like,
time, dude.
I'm a fat kid, right? But, like, And that's probably why I ran really fast to get candy because I'm a fat kid. But like I think that's the first time like I experienced like a runner's high.
I mean, you were skinnier whenever you were little.
I was
but-
still 100 pounds more than everyone else.
Well, yeah, because you were taller, like
dispersed itself
however
differently.
like a foot taller than everyone else.
I was like one. When you guys were probably, or at least when Connor was like 90 pounds, I was probably like close to 150 already.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, depending on what year that would have been, I probably wasn't that far behind you.
Yeah,
I was kind of a.
we're chunky monkeys and we're proud.
I prefer to call myself a funky monkey. I don't know about you.
I'm chunky and I'm proud. Anyway,
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
I don't know if
I'm
that's what
proud.
just motivated me to never run out of stamina though. Was just the fact that I was getting candy at every
Oh yeah,
stop.
if you have like proper motivation, like a kid to candy, you're
Right.
gonna go for it.
Like I didn't stop running. I swear. Like that's like
From then on, anywhere I was going,
I
I
was
was running.
thank you for the Forrest Gump connection.
God, there was this one woman, I can't remember what her name was.
Jenny,
No.
Debbie.
Janet. Anyway, name's not important. Anyway,
Did you ever encounter this one woman that like she didn't give out like candy? She gave out like other shit.
like baked goods.
Crack.
Or not baked goods, but like toys. Like little toys. Like little
no.
like little spider rings and shit.
Oh yeah, I know I had a lady in my neck of the woods that had that.
Oh.
I'm trying to tell you to quit that shit.
I'm sorry.
I feel like a dad at church right now. Fuck! Shut up!
The whisper yelling. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Are
what
you
always
quiet?
talking-
Are you kidding me?
I will come over there, so help me.
Right. Did you ever? So there was a lady over there too. This is the lady I thought you were talking about. She always made baked goods, and I never
remember-
got stuff from her. Cause like,
How can you trust that in a way?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, what about like kids like with your like thing like with peanuts? Like what?
Right.
You don't know? Like she's like,
I had a
just
lady
like,
that
here
would
you go.
offer.
And I'm like, no, I'm good.
There was a lady that would offer popcorn balls, and it's like I always wanted to take one, but like my parents always told me, it's like, hey, maybe not for like,
Right.
let alone you're allergic to peanuts. Two, like, how do we know that we can just trust this stranger to give you a baked good? Like
Which
candy.
isn't that so sad?
Yeah.
Because like when our parents were little, they wouldn't have batted an eyelash at that.
Right.
They would have been like, "Hey, thanks," and ate it right there on the front doorstep.
Then Razor.
Well, that
Yeah, I want to know if that's gotten worse over time or if it's always happened and somebody finally said something.
I don't know if it's just because media enhanced that. Like, can we just talk about this for a minute? How effed up this is? Like, you are giving candy out to kids and either
Yeah,
putting
children.
needles or razor blades.
Your razor
And the
blades and
candy.
apples. It's like, why? Why would you? What do you get out of that?
What is going through your head when you do this?
Like-
I don't know, man.
Children are innocent. You
And
know
I
what
don't
mean?
know and I don't know like what you're saying. I don't know if this has always happened or if this is just we found out about this because of media.
Because it's always kind of been a thing to be like, watch out for this kind of stuff. But like, there was a certain point where people were just like dead on the money. Like,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
don't take any baked goods.
Well, and like I was saying earlier, like how we'd always be like a mile or two in front of our parents during Halloween. I don't know if I'd want my little sisters to do that but now. Like
Right. Like, there's a certain point where it's
like I think about the stuff that I was allowed to do when I was a kid. And then like this is probably how my dad feels because he probably felt like he was being strict on me compared to like what he was when he was a kid. Like, you know, because like when our parents were kids, they were like, "Hey, I'm going to the arcade 10 miles down the road. I'm riding my bike. Like, I'll see you when I see you,
Yeah.
Dad or Mom."
Yeah.
And then they'd show up like, "What's up?" Like, but like, it's so crazy how the world has changed in that short amount of time. Because like my little sisters, yeah, they're not that much younger than us. Like in retrospect of life, you know.
right.
But so much has changed since we were 8 years old.
Yeah. Since we were 8, things have changed so much.
Right. That's just crazy to think about. Because yeah, they're 10 years younger than us, over 10 years younger than us. But that's really not that far of a gap.
In
Yeah.
terms of like age
Right.
to what is going on.
Exactly. That's just weird to me to think about. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
was gonna say, yeah. Do we want to? We do have probably some stories we could talk about. Like you were talking about, like trick or treating and going so much further past your dad and stuff. I'm sure we've all got like a good trick or treating story.
Oh my god! So like one time, was it Skylar's dad that always had the freaking chainsaw?
Always had a chainsaw, and it was cool because I was in his group, so he could never scare me.
One time I was
He would chase kids. He would chase kids with that dude.
Up and down the street.
Up and down with the
one
real
time-
chainsaw.
One time he scared Abby, my sister, and I was just like, I wasn't having it. I was like, listen here, I was going as Tony Hawk, so I had a skateboard, and I damn near swung that skateboard at him. I was so pissed. I was like, you listen, you can scare me all you want. You scare my little sister though, I'm gonna kick your ass.
That's so funny,
I don't
dude.
think I ever actually ran into him other than like going to the Carey house.
I always was like, cause I was with his our group, like he was a part of that, and like one time we were doing our own thing and we like reconnected with their parents, like, and like Skylar's dad just walks out of the woods. I'm like, wait, what? What? Dad, what just happened? Where was he? So you know that woods that was behind the soccer field at our
Yeah.
elementary school?
Yeah.
Like he just waltzes out of there. I'm like, what was happening just then?
Maybe he had to take a leak or something.
I don't know, because the chainsaw was on when he walked out of the woods. So I don't know if he literally chased children into the woods.
Oh, I hope
But
so.
that's awesome if he did do that. Because that's so funny, bro.
I still have a beef with it.
But he
I
always
would have
had
hated
that
if it happened
chainsaw.
to me, but it never
yeah.
happened to me.
Right. I'm on the same page with you.
But yeah, do you have trick or treat?
I have
story?
another story, but I want you to tell a story first.
Okay, because I have a few like in my own neighborhood. My favorite though is I was much older by this time. I want to say I was probably 14, and I was at Union Station for a Halloween thing.
Okay.
And I remember I had this suit coat on. Maybe I was like 13. I think I was dressed up as one of the Men in Black. I would have been 13. 13.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had my Men in Black costume on, and I'm standing in line with my brother, and I adjust my coat, and a button falls off, shoots right off across the floor, and I tell my brother, hey, stand here for a second, and I chase after it like a few feet. It lands at this old lady's feet, and she the speed of a cheetah picks it up, looks me dead in the eye, and she's like,
You better take care of your clothing.
and it's like, what?
This was at Union Station. This might
Yeah.
have been a ghost.
In broad daylight. She looked like a ghost. It reminded me of the librarian from the end of Ghostbusters, and I don't think that she was
she might
with
be a
her
ghost
kids.
now.
That's a full possibility.
Oh.
So much time has passed. Whole pandemic,
Ugh.
and she could be dead. That's a different story.
That's a story for a different day.
We'll hold Halloween
God.
special. We'll hold a seance and try to
this
contact
old
her.
lady.
See what she did with my button.
Did you keep it?
Yeah, I never got my button back.
That's
she,
What
really
a
weird.
bitch!
That's
just-
really weird.
She kind of just started talking, and I was like, "What?" And I kind of started walking off as she started backpedal and started murmuring. I don't know what her deal was.
Dude.
Never
was a
saw her
ghost.
in Science City. Never saw her again for the rest of the day. I think she was just kind of some crazy old lady.
Dude, I think you had an interaction with a ghost, to be honest with you.
A ghost.
A ghost.
A Union Station
A
ghost that likes
ghost.
buttons.
Maybe. The button menace.
The button ghost.
The butt ghost.
The butt ghost.
The button butt.
The button butt ghost.
The-
She
the butt
dwells in
button.
Science City, or outside of Science City.
Science City.
Attempt to go to Union Station at Kansas City, Missouri, and you'll find yourself in the clutches of the button butt ghost.
Why isn't that our horror movie?
It can be. You want it to be?
We just hire Kim Kardashian.
Nope.
The button butt goes.
No can do. I'm out.
Hey, it's fake. It's fine.
I remember that interview with her. She's like, "What's the biggest lie people talk about you?" Or "What's the biggest lie people say about you?" And she's like, that my butt is fake." I'm like, "Oh my god, lady, are you for real, dude?"
Say whatever helps you sleep at night.
Okay, sure.
And I'm the Queen of England.
Anyway, moving away from butts and stuff.
Butt stuff.
Do you guys remember your last Halloween that you went trick or treating?
It's been a long time. I stopped trick or treating in middle school.
I think it might have been my freshman year, honestly.
I stopped trick or treating my 6th grade year.
You stopped going trick or treating?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna milk it as long as I could.
Same, because like that's just free candy, you know, and I'm a fat kid, so.
Yeah, I think
I
it was
gotta-
my freshman year, and I was dressed as one of the Blues Brothers.
Well, so freshman year comes around, I guess, and Halloween, it's the month of October, and I'm like, I gotta get this costume because I'm gonna go trick or treating with these girls, and my dad just looks at me. He's like, "What do you mean you're going trick or treating?" And I said,
I said.
"Yeah, I'm going trick or treating with these couple girls, and we're gonna go trick or treating at the old neighborhood that we used to go to all the time." He's like, "No, you're not doing that." And my dad looks me dead in my, and I asked him why. And my dad looks me dead in my eyes, and he says, "Gary, you're 6'4". No one's gonna give you any candy."
6'4". At that time, you still sounded like a kid, though.
I sounded like a kid, but like,
right.
imagine if a 6'4" dude walks up to your door and is like, "Trick or treat!" Like, you're gonna get weird vibes off of that.
But if he's with other people and in a costume, I'm going with it. If I'm handing out candy, you're like, go for it, dude.
Well, see, I always get weird vibes when adults come to my door. I've had adults come to my door 3 times
Yeah.
since then, and because I was like, well, I have to be involved somehow with Halloween if I have to stay, like if I stay home, and then that's when I started going over, like hanging out with you guys on Halloween.
Yeah.
Is when I couldn't go trick or treating anymore. But whenever I'm home, I will hand out candy, and like an adult walked up and they were all dressed in purge outfits, and I was like, I might die right now. I might just die.
Challenge accepted.
But yeah, that was my last
I
Halloween.
was gonna say, the adults in my neighborhood aren't even that fun.
Yeah, my last Halloween, it was really uneventful. I didn't really do much, so I was just,
It's 'cause even if I can't trick or treat, I'm still getting a costume or making a costume. Like,
I
I'm
would
working
like
on
to
mine
start
right
going
now.
to like Halloween parties, but I don't know anyone.
I was gonna say, I'm going to one.
If you guys have
This
any
year.
Halloween parties, email us at the Time Sweeps business account.
Email thetimesweeps@gmail.com. Email thetimesweeps@gmail.com. Halloween parties. We'll come in. We will review your Halloween party and put it on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be cool. Anyway,
and you can enter your chance to win to be a guest.
We'll consider it.
we'll consider it.
If you invite us to a Halloween party,
You will be.
We need a
100%.
panel. We need stage time, and we'll do the podcast.
stage time in a panel. Is
What
there
if
a
this
is there a
happens?
green room?
Maybe.
We would like a
Provide us
backstage.
a green room and hula girls. and
We
then
need
we'll-
green
Hula
room.
girls. It's a Freakazoid joke, I remember.
Yeah.
He had a telescope, and he would every so often he would like switch. It's like volcano, boats, rocks, hula girls, food, pork cookout, hula girls.
Anyway,
One of my favorite jokes from that show.
you have any other stories that you want to talk about?
I remember this one's actually like a positive one,
Okay.
and I kind of talked about it earlier. But like this neighborhood, I have this like in my neighborhood. There's this. It's actually not a cul-de-sac. It's a really weird side street with a park. Used to have equipment, took it out. Don't know when. Before our
Oh wait, is that where
I
like
existed.
that bear, like that like plastic cast bear used to be?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, like that park next.
Oh
to
no, that's the cul-de-sac before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that bear is still there.
Oh, okay. I was
That's
about to
actually
say.
that's actually part of the church.
Oh.
That house that has the bear belongs to somebody that works at the church, and that's why that bear is in their backyard, I think.
Okay.
It's got its own thing going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like there's this cul-de-sac-y side street park. It's got a big island with like 3 trees on it, essentially. I mean, there's houses that line it,
Is it
On the far side.
Is it the like quote unquote roundabout?
kinda.
Okay.
Well, there's the roundabout, and then there's a thing I can show you later.
Okay.
So, and it's all lined up with old people. Only
Right.
old people live there.
Right.
And this one old lady, she would always give out hot chocolate. And one year she said, like me and my brother were the only kids to come up to her door. The kids didn't want to come up here this year. And she had this big Halloween tree in her like front door area too. It was this big black Christmas tree covered in orange lights and Halloween-themed decorations with a big black cat, vintage-looking Bastille head on the top. And she gave us, like, between me and my brother, like, a whole thing of hot chocolate, like a whole box of the packets, and, like, some other crap, and then, like, a bunch of pocket change.
Well, dope.
Yeah, I found it absolutely wonderful. And I
people-
haven't seen her in years. I'm afraid she died.
Well, like people who give out money on Halloween, like I think that's like the most alpha move you could do on Halloween besides full-size candy bar.
Right.
Like, imagine just giving a $1 bill to people, like kids who come up to your.
I did have that happen once because there was a new couple that moved in and they forgot to get candy.
Here's $1. They probably gave out like $100 that night.
Maybe if that many kids came to that area. Same area. They were just like the young people in the old people area. The wife was pregnant and everything. They have, I think they still live there actually.
Well,
There's also a really
can
nice
we go
old
back
guy.
there this year and get some money?
Maybe. Hey,
I heard you're the money house.
I'm 19 going on 20. Got
Last-
$1.
Last time I was here, I was 6.
Can I have it
I was
$1?
14.
Oh,
But I had my brother with me, so it looked fine.
I'm taking my brother trick or treating. Rather, I'm bringing my brother for an excuse for me to go trick or treating. It works.
I'm thinking about it.
It works.
I don't know if he wants to. He's in 8th grade.
Right.
13 years old.
That's
If
the
he
last
wants
year-
To, I'll
That's
go
the
for
last
it.
year I went trick or treating.
I was going to say,
Now-
do you guys want to come with my brother on Halloween to get free candy?
I mean, if my lightsaber's built by the way, no, I haven't ordered the parts.
Dude, he could
early
dress up
enough
as
yet.
Yoda, and we could be like his.
I was going to say, he's got a costume going on, I think. I'm not exactly sure about all the details. I know he's working on a gas mask.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know what he's got cooking. I know that he knows what I've got.
What do you have for this year's costume?
So, hopefully this doesn't spoil anything because I haven't tried to say anything for the party that I'm going to.
Okay.
But, like, I got this pumpkin, like a large plastic pumpkin, and I'm wearing it as a head.
Okay.
I've cut out the bottom of it, and I have to make a suspension system so that way it sits on top of my head better.
Mm.
And I bought this nice, quote-unquote, thrift store suit that goes with it, or to go with it. So, and it's gray, and I'm wearing a gray shirt with it, hopefully with a black tie and
You're
black
gonna look like
suspenders.
Dwight when he puts the pumpkin on his head.
Kinda, but hopefully a little bit more happy.
Happy about it.
He never looked happy about it.
Well, it's because he did it as a prank, and then the pumpkin wouldn't come off. He said my greased up head went up in there just fine, but for some reason it just won't come off.
Sometimes. It sounds like a man who's not... he's not determined enough.
I think I'm gonna be Dave
Dave?
with the name tag,
Get more name tags.
and be Dave, or I'll be Facebook.
Facebook.
Write book on my face.
I was gonna say we should put some costumes on for Halloween special.
I think
maybe.
I'll pull Jim's. Like you guys could like dress up for real, and then I'll just be like,
Yeah, Connor, do you want to wear my Jedi robe?
Sure.
We can take some pictures, put it on the gram.
Sure.
on the gram.
Saying it like that.
If you
makes me-
haven't yet,
it
follow us on Instagram.
hurts my soul to say it like that.
The gram.
Yeah, to have that
The
come out of
gram.
my mouth.
You take the gram.
You
Yeah,
take
when
the
I hear
gram.
gram, I think of graham cracker. Like you take the gram, you place the mallow on the gram.
You guys ever gotten like those bags of graham crackers for Halloween? You know, like the
Yeah.
like the little bags. I've also
Yeah.
gotten like the Scooby snack bags before.
Scooby snacks.
That's one of my favorite things to have ever gotten. And that's what I got when I came to that like neighborhood
I've
Liberty for
I've
a
gotten
little bit.
saltines.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I know. It was weird. I was like,
But
why?
me
What's
being
the weirdest thing you've gotten
Oh,
for Halloween?
weirdest thing?
What's the
Oh,
weirdest
man.
thing that's been dropped into your pillowcase or your bucket, whatever you should decide to use? But what's the weirdest thing?
Ooh, I gotta think about that a little. Actually, nope. It came right to me. So, I have it somewhere still. It is a rubber scorpion, full size, one pretty accurate, and they just boop right in the bag. And I dump out my candy. It's like, oh, sweet Jesus, because I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
And actually, I don't even think that was actually on Halloween though. It was kind of a situation where it was Crypticon, I think, or something. And you could kind of have like a bucket or something because it was a horror convention.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had like a bag with me to collect some candy, and I was way older than a lot of the other kids doing that. But obviously, free crap.
Right.
I think I got like a what do you call it? Stress ball. It was
Yeah.
a brain.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping to get a voodoo doll. Didn't get one. There was a place handing out voodoo dolls, and I didn't get one. Almost
Sad.
got a rat skull.
A rat skull.
A rat skull.
Like a real one or like a stress ball farm?
Pretty sure it was a real rat skull.
Huh.
Just a legit rat skull. Different places. And yeah, that was something that almost happened. But I did get a rubber scorpion. And when you're not expecting it and you dump everything out of a bag, you just hear thud. Because it's heavy.
Right.
Because it's solid rubber. And it looks pretty accurate. Other than, like, it's not shiny like a scorpion. So you're completely just like, huh, well, I don't like it. Please no. Go away.
So I don't know if I consider this weird. Because I guess the message is there. Because, like, follower of God or whatever. But, like, anyway, there was this lady that hand out those little Bibles at her house. Like the
tiny Bibles?
like they're like pocket Bibles.
Oh, like the ones
she
we
was
got
trying
at
to
high school?
She was trying to cancel out the pagan energy.
I don't know, but like
I'll
she
bring
handed
as
out
much pagan energy as I want.
just the tiny like pocket Bibles,
BPE.
and like it only had like one verse in it. I think, like because there was way too small to be like a full Bible. Like
It wasn't a Chick Chack, was it?
maybe.
It's like a little comic that's made to be like anti such and such because you're a sinner. Made
No,
by
it was not that.
I don't
It was
remember the actual dude's
it was
name.
literally
He
a-
made a lot of them though.
It was literally a verse, like it was a Bible
It's
verse,
an actual Bible verse.
and like a little. Because you remember the hardback versions; these were like paperback versions, and she was just passing those out. They were kind of like they looked like a passport, but they were smaller.
Right. I kind of got the image of what you
Right.
think. I have never seen that before.
Yeah.
I think I would have been like the kind of kid that I think I would have actually said, "What is this?"
Well, I didn't know what it was when she dropped it in there. I was like, "Oh, cool, a notebook, like cool pen, and, like a pad of paper, whatever." And then I go home and I'm like, "Oh, it's a Bible,"
Yay.
and I put it on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do you even like? I know if you don't like Halloween, if you're doing that, I don't like you for some reason. Like that really bothers me.
Well, my thing is like I can't be mad that I got this, but like
I'm more offended that they think
I
that they
already
need to
have
do
a
it.
full Bible to refer to, like I don't need a little
I was
pocket
gonna say,
verse.
I got like 2 full Bibles on my shelf right now. I don't need this.
Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come
Yeah,
on, dude.
I mean, like, I never really got anything that weird, honestly.
I was gonna say, I remember going to the haunted houses with my dad when I was younger, and I got like a Chick Chack or 2. Chick Chacks. It's with an X, I believe.
Chick Chack.
I never have been to a haunted house, and I don't think I'm ever gonna go to one.
Technically, I've never been through one. My dad would work at them, and when I say that, he
Oh.
was the face painter, or a face painter, because
Mhm.
they have to have several. So I saw it from like the basement at the edge of hell, or the Beast, or
Okay.
so I saw the makeup rooms quite a bit, and I saw some of the back areas for the haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to go like big game, that I wanted to go through it, but like I know deep down that I would have not. I would have taken the chicken exit immediately. I
Dude,
always wanted
it's
to go
not the
through
fact that
Beast's
like
werewolf maze.
it's scary. It's the fact that I don't like jump scares.
Right.
That's why I think the scariest video game, in my opinion, is Five Nights at Freddy's because they're based off of.
always jumpy.
The one time I ever went to haunt, I almost like punched one of the scarecrows.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm afraid of like fight or flight taking over.
Right.
And it's like, strike,
Exactly.
scream, run.
Strike, scream,
I'm gonna-
exactly.
I'm gonna accidentally like, bam, like run, and then run
my
into a
thing
new
is-
person and do it all again.
Is that like I'm not gonna become petrified with fear. I'm either gonna run or run at you. It's
Yeah.
gonna be one or the two. Like
You-
in it,
you
most
are
of the time
wall,
it'll probably
and I
be
am
run.
Kool-Aid Man.
Most of the time it'll probably be run.
Yeah.
But if I ever run at you, you're gonna see your life flash before your eyes.
You are going to feel immense regret for every sin you have ever committed.
Well, and see, like that's my thing. Like, yeah, ooh, scary. That like you look. I'll be like, wow, dude, you look terrifying right now. But like, it's the jump scare that bothers me. I don't know why. Like,
Yeah, I prefer, in terms of movies, I don't like jump scares.
right.
And usually with movies, I can
honestly,
also pick them out.
I feel like jump scares are kind of cheap. Like,
It is cheap
Because
because it's
you're
playing
not-
on that fight or flight.
right. Exactly.
It's not trying to like
But see, that's where, like, I think
skeeve you out. It's purposely trying to be like,
people who do that, the
Jump.
jump scare well,
Do
is,
it.
I think, is Five Nights at Freddy's. Because, like,
I
that
think-
game draws you in because you have to focus to pass the levels, and you have to focus on the game, and then all of a sudden there's a animatronic screaming in your face.
yeah, it is.
That
the-
game is based on jump scares. Like, that's what, like,
Yeah.
they can't market it any way else. But I love
Yeah.
those games. I love the franchise. I love the story behind those games.
It's the Scary Face Maze 2.0 essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how far it's developed since then, but like,
Mm-hmm.
or quote unquote developed.
You mean Five Nights at Freddy's? Like how it's
Yeah.
like a completely different game now? Like, or at least
Yeah.
sister location compared to Five Nights at Freddy's
Sister
1?
location, whatever that new one is too.
It's not out yet, is it?
It's coming
It's
out
coming
still, I
out.
think. I
Yeah.
know there's merchandise for it on the shelves.
And I know Jack Black did a thing announcing. Like,
yeah, he helped
Yeah.
do something for it. Besides just standing there and dancing Five Nights at
Right.
Freddy's.
Right. I love Jack Black's.
How could you
YouTube.
not like Jack Black?
I don't know, man.
He seems so nice.
I
and
wish I
fun.
could be friends with Jack Black. I wish I could be in his band.
It's like it's so nice that it came full
Um,
circle that he plays video games on YouTube too. His
You-
first
you
acting
wanna
job
be
was
in
a
a-
commercial
What-
for a
what's
video
it
game.
called?
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Yeah. I want to be in his band.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I want to see Tenacious D in concert.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Aren't they going on tour again soon?
Maybe. Maybe.
Want to go see Tenacious D, Connor?
Sure.
Let's go see Tenacious D.
I've never been to any concert before, so.
Wait, really?
Ever.
Oh man, I was gonna say I don't think I've gone to any that you'd like, which is like 2, but it's definitely an experience. I think everybody should try it.
Yeah.
Right. I want. It's not that I don't want to go to concerts. I've just never been to one, you know?
I was gonna say I know there's a few bands I like going on tour again soon. Like my favorite Ghost, they're gonna be going on tour again soon, and they're gonna be coming with Volbeat and Twin Temple.
Oh.
I'd love to see
I don't
Twin
know who
Temple.
any of these people are.
Volbeat, Ghost is like think Catholic Church, but Hail Satan.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Twin Temple is like doo-wop music, but Hail Satan.
Oh, okay.
And Volbeat isn't.
Okay.
They're more like songs about Doc Holliday and drinking whiskey and.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of what that is. We'll get you to a concert soon. It'll be cool.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that, like in terms of like scaring and stuff that comes around with Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get to talk about that soon.
Yep.
That's a promise, viewers.
Yeah.
It's coming soon. The Halloween special, the Halloween Time Sweep special, the very first.
Holiday special.
Yeah, from us. Hopefully, more to
Yeah.
come.
Right. I feel like this was a good way to like kind of start our. We really should have had like a Halloweeny theme last week as well for like
Yeah, for the month
for
of
the whole
October.
month of October, but
Two is better than one,
right,
and one is better than none.
exactly. But anyway,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good way to put it.
right.
We'll see you next time.
We will see you next time. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. Please make sure to leave a like on this episode if you like. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and also go check out Joseph's Instagram. We'll link him in
Wait,
the description.
Did we already do secret word?
No, we haven't done a secret word.
Yeah, I was going to do that. Or do you want to do it?
Do it.
Do it. You want to do it?
You do it.
All right. This week's secret word is going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
Coco.
What?
Coco.
Coco.
All right.
Coco.
Sounds good to me. Secret word is Coco. If you made
don't
it this
s-
far in
if
the
you
episode,
do not spell it like the plant. I will find you. I will find you.
I'm in love
I will
with the
kill you.
Coco.
anyway, thanks guys. See you next week.
Bye bye.